is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Chasing Daylight podcast. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Scott Russo from Unwritten Law for giving us permission to use the harmonic intro for the podcast. I absolutely love it. Great band, and also big love to Jed and the Talent for helping us facilitate that. So, how you guys doing this evening?
Bueno way.
Yeah,
doing
so,
well.
Got some golf we'll be talking about this evening, of course. Gonna showcase a little new shoe that came in. This rocking some Red Vanley. Met with them over the weekend, trying to maybe work something out for the VGN members. Another product or another company that we're gonna hopefully be working with to expand the Vegas Golf Network portfolio. The Players was absolutely epic.
It was a good one.
I mean, wow. Just wow. So we're going to get into that. The VGN is headed to Primm Valley this weekend for our second event of the 2024 season. Matty G will chime in with the weather for that. And then Netflix. I've tried 3 times now. And hasn't been a success. So, Well, what do you want to get into first? You want to get into some golf that we played? Well, actually, you guys didn't play much. Joe, you played with me, but
yeah,
Dan and Dan's been working.
Yep.
Jeremy, what was your excuse? Oh, you went to California.
Yeah, I went to Universal Studios.
How was
No
that?
golf for me. It was fun. It was actually a good time. I had never been, and none of us had ever been. So, but we went for Mario World, and it didn't disappoint. So
Nice.
yeah, it looks cool.
yeah,
My uncle owned a house in the Hollywood Hills there on that mountain, and then on the other side of the mountain was Universal. So I was there a lot as a kid.
Yeah. It's a cool area, but like when you drive a Raptor, it's not the best place to be driving around. 'Cause the lanes, I'm like wider than all the lanes and parking spots. So
yeah, they're a little narrow in some spots.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is
Did they
awesome.
still-
That's cool.
Did they still have a backdraft and Jaws up? Did you do the tour?
Dude, yes, they did. Jaws is my all-time favorite movie. Like ever since I was a little kid.
Doesn't
And
that
so
just make
finally-
it so weak? I was so disappointed doing that.
I know.
'Cause I was like, it just makes all the magic go away.
It does for sure. I was shocked that it's like that. That's
But my favorite part of that tour was the Psycho House, because
so
Yeah.
we didn't see it because they were
And-
filming.
and the hotel, oh my god, just epic creepiness.
Yeah, the
So,
tour
but
was my favorite part.
The tour, yeah, the tour is great.
Yeah.
You saw a course that you wanted to play though while you were there, right?
Mm.
Yeah, standing on the escalator that has like 1,000 stairs.
Great photo op
Course,
there, too.
dude, that course looks so sick, and it reminded me of the ones on the other side of the mountain, which now I can't even remember the name. There's another country club, another private that's over there near Beverly Hills area. But you know, it's like the fairways are super bright green, the rough is, and the lines are really defined, and it just looks super cool. It looked amazing.
What's that course
So-
called again, Dan?
Well, it could be Bel Air or Wilshire Country Club.
No, the one that
Oh, Lakeside.
Oh, Lakeside.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
so
looks so awesome.
any members from Lakeside tune into the show and want to host the 4 of us, just hey, reach out.
Yeah.
Or
'cause-
Bel Air or wherever. I mean,
yeah, either
anywhere
any
out
of
there.
those, Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it was
now
awesome.
now that the tee is freed via Mr. Fink, I mean, there might be some times out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that come to a head? Did they shut that guy down?
It looks like they did. I mean, I've been following along because it's been an interesting story. I mean, he's been on the news and he's been giving interviews, and I've been trying to follow along as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I every time I've been in California, LA, like it's always been difficult to get a public tee time somewhere at Rancho or wherever it is. But this whole Korean like tee time broker thing is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but it seems like that with his help that it's fallen off, and now there's
Good.
tee times that are released, which is great. I mean, if you're a golfer in Southern California and it is a city golf course, you should be able to book tee times at least have a chance at them, and they weren't
Yeah.
having chances at them. So I totally get it. I mean,
I wonder if that was going on with where
Yeah.
you were, where you played at when you went out there. What was that course that you played the first time you went out there to San Diego?
oh,
When you
like
played in the fog.
oh, San Clemente Muni?
San Clemente,
No,
yeah.
no, because I was able to get a tee time, but that's more like so Cal. So I think LA is a little different.
Yeah.
But like, you know, with it being so congested, and especially in San Clemente, it's real congested. It's a lot of private courses in that area. So there's that one municipal course there. You just have to be on at the time when they're released, and you can get a time, but you know, people are planning, because I feel like there's so many more golfers in California than there are times and golf courses for them to play. You know,
Mhm.
at least we're somewhat lucky out here, you know, in LA, there's just too many damn people. So
Most of them are coming here. So
yeah, but that's good. That's good for the Los Angeles golf community. Now they can play, you know.
yeah, that's good. See the power of social media in a positive way. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was ready to download the Korean chat app and start learning Korean so I could
How?
get in on that, because that story felt like I was watching some like documentary or like Vice
Yeah.
News
Yeah.
situation.
Big time.
It's wild how people are finding ways to get their nut. You know, it's
I'm really curious to see how it really all pans out. You know, like if someone was on the inside, like really helping
Mhm.
them, or
they're gonna
because
find out it was an
had to have
employee of
been.
the city.
I had to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, and what kind of hands will come down on them, because to have the ability to book that many tee times is ridiculous, and have that many senior player card numbers. Like, how do you even get those? If
All
you know,
AI.
so I don't know. It's fun to watch. It's interesting to see it unfold. I'm happy for the Los Angeles golfers that now have the ability to book tee times at least. So it's an ongoing story, and it's interesting. You know, I hope something like that never happens out here. We don't have many munis, but you know, it absolutely could. And you know,
I mean,
I
Golf
feel
Now
for
is
them.
out there, so
I feel for them. I totally feel for them. You know what I'm saying?
it makes you wonder if that's what happened at like what's the new course in Nebraska that only has so many times?
Landman.
Yeah, Landman. It was a Korean
No.
chat bot that booked Landman.
Yeah.
uh,
Korean
so-
farmer bought a bunch of land, and
Yeah.
you know, farming, and he bought all the tee times of Landman.
So after listening to you, Joe, and Trey talk last week about Netflix, I mean, it kind of put me to sleep. It wasn't that great a conversation because it's hard to talk about something like that. I don't know. It's as fanboys, we want to watch it because it's golf. I'm just, I don't know. I've started and stopped. I think I'm on halfway through episode 2 or 3, and it's just you guys nailed it as far as you can see. There's an agenda this season to only talk about Live and PGA Tour, and it's nauseating how much they're talking about it. And I mean, some of the things, like what drove me nuts, Paulina, Dustin Johnson's wife, talked about, oh, before I felt like I was on back of the bus, and now I feel like I'm up front flying the plane. And it's
Yeah.
like, when have you ever been on the back of the like, I mean, come on. It's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you
weird.
know, those guys chose that life. They chose grinding and playing golf. So yeah, something different comes along. Okay, great. Leave, go. I mean, come on. Back of the
I mean, the one thing I will say about her things that she said is, you know, they obviously do get to spend more time together, like 100%. With that contract, you know, he can bring his family more often. They don't play as much throughout the year, so I understand that aspect, but it didn't make for compelling TV. So
no, at all.
yeah, and it was tough because like we were really engaged last season because of Live, so we knew everything that was going on,
And
it's a year
that's
later and we already saw it.
That's the terrible thing about this.
Yeah.
Everybody that follows golf knows what has happened.
Right.
We've seen all the clips. We've seen all the YouTube videos. We've seen all the tweets. We've seen all the, the reels and the shorts that they're showing over and over again. So it's not, I want to see stuff I haven't seen.
I
Give
don't
me
want to ruin
content.
it for anybody, but I think one of the greatest parts of the whole season is Gino and Joel on the plane. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but
I haven't gotten there yet.
yeah, that's really good and heartfelt. I mean, Joel became, a sweetheart, the underdog story, the root for the underdog kind of guy, and there's a moment with them on an airplane, and it's great, and that's the stuff we need to see. We need to see them being human. We don't need to see them talking about live because we lived that already. We want to see them being human and be able to relate to them. So, there was good moments, but
I would
it
love to
just
see
wasn't compelling.
a day in the life, like alarm clock, wake up. What are you eating for breakfast? What's the first thing you're doing that's golf related?
Bean and cheese.
How are you getting to the gym? What's your playlist? What are you working on this day? When do you meet with your coach? When the stuff that we don't see that I think would be really engaging and get people more interested in what the life of a professional golfer is like.
Yeah,
Right now,
seeing them
it's
having to get on a Zoom call with a writer to do a little piece on Golf Digest or whatever the case may be. Like, yeah, day in the life, typical day in the life would be great.
yeah, I mean, I don't need to see Colin Morikawa sitting in discussing color of pants with Adidas, but find something interesting at least with these guys. You can't tell me that they can't follow somebody around for a week and video them and pull 20 minutes or 30 minutes for a segment. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think that was hard for the creators though, because last year was so heavily dominated by Liv. So, I mean, I'm somewhat giving them a pass on last year because it was the story. It was. Unfortunately, as golf fans, we already have seen the story. And
I just want to see them dig into their creativity and find something.
Yeah, but a lot of America doesn't care to see that, because a lot of America doesn't even watch golf or even know what the hell's going on with it.
Then it's not
made for us. It's not made for us.
I think golfers, I think golfers are inherently boring, and like it's not like F1. Take the F1 series for instance. I'm a new F1 fan, so that's way more interesting to me than the golf. I haven't watched Full Swing season 2 yet, but to me, I'm kind of like the person that doesn't know about golf, but with F1, so it's interesting to me to see it. Whereas I don't really care about.
It's exciting though. Because
it
that's
is
a high speed. That's a high speed, intense, sport that.
So are the PGA Tour's driver swings. They're high speed too.
Yeah, but it's just. Not
I think for us being golfers, F1 might be more exciting because we don't follow it as closely.
Yeah, but the tennis one, it's not that good.
Tennis one? I didn't even know there was a tennis one.
Yeah, there's a tennis one too. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. The Kyrgios episode was good because it dug into a lot of.
I do like Tiafoe. Tiafoe's my dude, man. I bet on him every tournament.
I mean, it's nowhere near as good as the F1. The golf isn't as good as the F1. I think F1 is what makes it good. And
yeah, but is that because you're you're on the outside looking in? Because you're not a driver. You're not an F1 driver. You don't drive at high speeds around tracks.
I don't know. Have you seen?
And you don't follow it closely. Lately? Yeah, I pass you.
Shut up.
I just think that we're so involved with the sport that it's not for us.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree.
Katie enjoys it. I mean, she follows golf for the most part when it's on TV, but like she likes that. She likes to see Paulina talk. She wants to see that type of stuff, and she's still trying to understand the game. She understands the game, but it's not made for the diehard nerds. Unfortunately. Now they just need to make a diehard nerd golf show, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, they call that YouTube.
Yeah, they call that TXG.
Yes, exactly. Oh, who won the driver? You guys watch those at all or no?
When I can, but
I geek out on those shows, so I
did last year's, but this year's I didn't I haven't followed it at all.
What is TXG?
It's the fitting studio, like that Club Champion. It's like Club Champion, but they are in Canada, and they make videos, a lot of swing videos, a lot of data.
And then they got acquired by Club Champion.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they really good videos, and I mean, the thing that was a little tough for them is when Matty Boy was on there. He was a lefty that, you know, hits at 330, and it just wasn't relatable to a lot of people. And, you know, swinging that hard, he blasted a lot of balls OB. So now they got the other guy doing it, and a lot more consistent, a lot more like actual data that you're getting. It's pretty reliable. It's good stuff though.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I did see the company that produced Full Swing like started like an actual company, and they were looking for investors recently. So I think there's going to be more like content coming out that's like more mainstream soon.
Well, I think the biggest downside, and I know this is not directed at golfers, but the biggest downside, in my opinion, of the Netflix show is it took place last year. You know, right now you've got PGA Tour Live, you've got NBC, CBS, you got the Golf Channel, all the stuff that's going on that's good content. It's there right now. You can get it.
And
now.
you have all the social media from each player.
And so it's not like, oh, I can't wait to see the Netflix show so I can find out
who won the Masters. You know,
yeah.
like that's the thing. I already know who won the Masters.
There's not one bit of information that's coming out on these shows that's like groundbreaking and wow, you know, it. And
that's the thing. We need to see like inside the championship dinner at the Masters. We need to see, you know, like stuff.
And that was what was great about last year's, because they did some of that. You know, they signed the book when they get there. I didn't know about that. That
was a good moment with Tom Kim, his first time at the Masters. That was a good moment. Like, and he's like, "Where do I go?" You know, I don't know if you've seen that yet, but you know,
nope, not yet.
Seeing him like walk around for the first time, you know, and it's things like that we need to see. And like, if they had cameras out in the Bahamas, what was that yesterday with the Piff and Tiger? I mean,
I would have tuned in for that for sure.
That's something that we won't see. But if Full Swing was there, which we don't know, and we can see that next year, that's a moment that I will be heavily tuned into.
It all depends. Well, actually, no, whether it happens good or bad, knowing what took place there would be good. So
that's the thing. They need to let us behind the closed doors. Not I don't care to see NBC reruns of shots. I've seen them, you know.
Yeah, Bed's chiming in. You knew what happened at the Ryder Cup. This show needs to be current.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah, I want to see Scottie Scheffler sitting on his couch refreshing his mobile banking app, waiting for his 4.5 million to come in. That's what I want to see.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, and I know you're not there yet, but the Ryder Cup calls felt staged to me. But when you get there, we can talk about that later.
I don't know if I want to relive.
Well, you're gonna watch it. I know you're going to.
Yeah, you know,
you've watched the program, so you'll watch it because you're programmed as a golfer.
Season 6 of the 100. Trying to get through that, and you know,
is that the prequel to 300?
No. Oh. You haven't seen the 100, Joe?
No. We have jobs.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm going down the Godzilla and Kong wormhole right now.
This guy's entering the 36 chambers, digging up all the fucking Shaolin 1977 kung fu movies.
Well, I watched the Monarch on Apple TV, and it was really good, and seeing how everything cross relates to everything. So I'm like, oh shit, I guess I gotta watch Godzilla.
I think
now.
The three of us don't even know the names of these shows, and you just throw them out like we should.
Jeremy does.
Okay.
I started Monarch, but I haven't. I'm lost, so I probably have to start it over again.
It's good. All right. Yeah, don't get me started on the 100.
Have you seen the new Miss Rachel YouTube video? Sick.
You need to reach out to Miss Rachel and see if she wants to
Songs
sponsor an
for
episode.
littles.
We can really increase our viewership when we get the Miss Rachel fan base over here. All right, the players. What a golf tournament! I watched so much of this. It was great. PGA Tour Live was on 5:30 my house and watched it until they quit playing because of the sun, which is wild. That couldn't finish after starting that early in
You
the
didn't
day.
have any
But
problems over the weekend, so that
no.
at least that's good.
It's all Brian Harmon's fault anyway. So,
Mhm.
but one thing watching this, and I was thinking about Liv, of course, with what they're going through, trying to be something and trying to be something new. But I think this was a great moment for the PGA Tour. I think it proved that the course matters, the history matters, and starting on one and playing the course the way it was intended to be played matters. Having the leaders coming down the stretch matters, and it's exciting. There was nobody else on the course except for the final two groups as they were coming in, a lot on the line. It was intense and it was exciting and it was great television with limited interruptions thanks to whatever sponsors they had that kept singing over and over again. But it's just something that I don't think Liv can ever produce. There's never going to be the history. Nobody's going to look back and go, oh, remember in 2024 when Dustin Johnson won the Vegas tournament? There's no compelling history. You have one of the famed architects in the history of the game at the place that he built. It's just a remarkable venue. It was a remarkable tournament. Scottie going back to back, first person to ever do that. He's playing lights out. It couldn't have been a better time for the PGA Tour.
Yeah, I think it worked out incredibly well for the PGA Tour with three guys being one stroke back to force a playoff. Xander going back to back, Scottie being hurt and coming back and resolving his putting woes and winning back to back in tournaments in Florida and being the first to ever do it, and the history and how much those final holes matter and how much it gives you a chance to come back from behind with 16, to make an eagle. And if someone's in the lead, how bad you can fucking the fattest shot in history by Wyndham Clark into the water, like how bad you can blow up there. With water around the island, with water on the left of 18, like that's why it matters how you play a course, because it's designed a certain way, and it shined incredibly well. It was a fantastic tournament, and this is what we've been missing from PGA Tour. And Brian Harmon, the unsung hero, you don't think he can win, but he's got the game there. Taylor Montgomery played well, like Sahith was up there, like there's newcomers coming up that are not going to be on Live, and it's building the story of these players that are not very well known yet, and it's going to create the excitement. And I think it's probably the best tournament we've seen since like John Rahm and who was the player to go before John Rahm? Like it's been a while since we had a tournament as exciting as this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Dan, how much did you get to watch?
They only watched maybe like an hour on Sunday, but it was a really good tournament. And I agree with Joe 100%. The PGA Tour really kind of like needed this tournament to be like this.
100%.
The last few weeks, it's been, the Bay Hill was nice and everything, and especially with Scottie winning and playing well again and getting back into form. But prior to that, the first month's worth of tournaments, it's kind of like, yeah, it was like nothing spectacular. Yeah, exactly. And so for a little stretch there was some, boring ass golf. And to actually watch a competitive tournament with big names in the field and that finish with Schauffele putting it in there on 17 with Wyndham and him missing it, and then Wyndham with the premature step and
Oh.
almost fist pumping that nasty lip out on 18. Like that was,
Vicious.
I was rooting for like any of those guys because I wanted to see playoff. I wanted to see
I
more
wanted to
golf.
see more golf.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Free golf. Free
Because
golf.
that last 3-hole stretch is just, man, it's pretty iconic. I don't think there's really another 3-hole stretch in golf where that tournament could be won or lost on those 3 holes. And maybe Augusta, but
Yeah, but even
that was,
the final 3 holes at Augusta aren't that exciting,
they're really not. But like I said, it's
16, that's about it.
You could win it or lose them right there,
Yeah.
And with
I think that's the
just
thing about Sawgrass. Anything can happen on those 3 holes. Anything.
yeah. I mean, you could get a sick ass eagle on 16, birdie 17, somehow birdie on 18, and somebody who goes through there plays birdie par, which normally is a good finish. Fortunately, that's going to come up a little short if somebody gets hot for those 3-hole stretch. So that was fun to see, and yeah, I'm glad that the PGA Tour had an exciting tournament again. It was fun to watch.
Let's see. Mark's got something to say. I agree it's a great tournament, but this tournament, more than any other, feels watered down with the high-profile players who defected to live.
Oh, for sure, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's every tournament.
Yeah,
I mean-
I agree. I have to agree with that. I only watched like the last. I saw Scheffler finish on 18, and then Wyndham and Schauffele playing 16, 17, 18. But I felt the same. But the thing I was confused about all week was some of the players that were in it. It's like they needed spots. Players that I wouldn't think would have been in the players, they needed spots filled, and so they pulled some players in. That kind of devalued the tournament for me a little bit. Obviously, the course was incredible. It ended really well with a story and some drama, but the holes were still there for sure. I mean, not to knock on any of the players like Zach Blair and
Zach Blair hit a fucking incredible shot.
Oh yeah, he did
on
for
Sunday.
sure.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
And was that Siwoo Kim on Sunday? Just like fired like a 6-7 under
64. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Anything can happen there. I mean, all these guys are good golfers, like, and the big names bring it. They do bring it to the table, right? They bring the crowds, they bring their name. But on a golf course like that, when you have it, you can eat that shit up, And it's a shaper's golf course. Like Pete Dye will force you to draw it off the tee and then cut it on your approach shot, and that's what makes that place so good. Is it takes a complete golfer. And I think Xander's performance on Saturday was like just bar none, just grinder, skitting up and down. And like the way he was able to chip in that rough on Saturday was just mind blowing.
It was all week for him though. He chipped great all week.
That shot on what's the short par 4? What is that? 11, 12? Like where he was like right in the collar, and he like that shot is probably the best shot of the week in my opinion.
All the way in the back to put it to his foot.
Insane.
Yeah.
But I think Sawgrass, if you're peaking, Sawgrass can bring that out of you, and you don't have to be a big name. And that's where we're at inside of golf currently. Like some of the big names left, but now it's your time to shine. If you can take this moment, it's yours to grab. And I think we saw some of these guys that aren't very well known bring it this week, and it's good for them. That's what Sawgrass is sick, man.
Yeah, if you're talking about the green fees at Sawgrass, yeah, we were talking about that last week. $900 they were talking about peak rate. I mean, if you could stay at the resort and it'll be a little bit cheaper, but yeah, they're gonna, as long as there's buzz about that place, it's gonna keep going. Oh, Miles Brown, oh my goodness, in the chat on Instagram, look at that,
Mr. Peking Duck himself.
The man who hurts more golf course turf than anybody else I've ever met in my life.
But yeah, it was a great tournament. They needed it. PGA needed it. I would love to be on the course and hear what Tiger and them talked about this yesterday in the Bahamas. So we'll see what comes of that.
Were any of you surprised Tiger didn't play in this?
No, I don't think so.
No, I mean, he didn't lead anything up to it, but I really thought he was going to make an appearance here and just play. But I mean,
He's grinding for the Masters win.
I know, but he knows Augusta really well. He knows the players really well too. It's not like he doesn't know what shots he needs to hit around the players. Is the course, is it too much for him right now?
No, I think it's a gentle walk from what I've seen on TV. I think he could walk it for sure. Maybe he just doesn't feel like he can get to his, left side or whatever it is to hit draws, because it's a shaper's course. Like, you got to be able to shape it around there.
Well,
So
he can shape it better than anybody.
yeah, but maybe he just doesn't feel like he has that much control over his golf ball currently. I mean, Augusta is a shaper's golf course too. So maybe he's just planning on winning another major here soon. He's like, that's not a major. You guys could think it's a 5th major or whatever. That's not a real major.
What?
What do you mean? Maybe Tiger says it's not a real major.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I'm not playing in it.
Oh.
It's not a real major is what I'm saying.
Well, Scottie went back to back. So now Tiger's going to be like, oh, well, that's something I don't own. I've got to go get that now.
Yeah. Speaking of the major conversation, because I was talking to Katie about it, because she was like, is it a major? And I'm like, no, and like, what really defines a major? Like, what really defines a major though? Do you know what defines a major?
The major.
Like our opinion, or
no, but I like in all aspects of what defines a major, like what actually defines a major. Do you guys actually know?
I would think
Is there an answer?
Top ranked players in the world, like from 0 to whatever, are there.
So what I might be getting this all wrong, so we can rat fart this later or whatever, but from what I've understood and what I've watched on YouTube a few years back, it's been a while, is that Jack Nicklaus back in the day only cared about 4 tournaments. Like, he really just cared about 4 tournaments. And he said, these are the major ones. And it was, Masters, PGA, Open, and US Open. Because if you're thinking about the body that puts on the tournament, right? Augusta, USGA, PGA, the RNA. Well, what's the other big player in the scope of things? It's the PGA Tour. So if there was actual criteria that defined a major, I would think that players would be a major, but I don't think there's any criteria to actually be a major. I think, from what I understand, it's a facade, and Jack Nicklaus created this back in the day. And it's a video I watched a long time ago, because what defines a major?
Oh no.
Speechless.
Nobody's ever asked me that.
Yeah.
It's because they're already defined.
Right. But how are they defined? Who defined them? From my understanding, I watched something, and I could be completely wrong, but I feel like I watched something a long time ago where Jack Nicklaus said, these are the major tournaments. These are the ones I want to win the most. They are my majors. And
I think that was Brooks Koepka.
You got your guys confused there, Joe.
Now, Masters was a major before Brooks Koepka entered. So,
well, Masters was a major before Jack too, wasn't it? Because Arnold Palmer won.
But what this is what I'm saying is, what defines a major? Is there a definition of a major?
I think it's just the 4 biggest tournaments in the world. I mean, because before there was a PGA Championship, before there was a Masters, it was the US Open, the British Open, the US Amateur, and the British Amateur. That was your 4 majors.
Yeah.
But then
why doesn't Sam Snead's or whoever's US Amateurs count as that? They don't count.
They changed it.
Maybe because the Masters was going on then, or had already started. I don't know. That part I don't know. But what I'm saying is, through the history of time in competitive golf, there's always been just the 4 biggest tournaments in the world, and those
All right.
that's your major. They're the 4 majors.
How come Stat Guy's not on this already?
Is this
I think it had
even
to
a
be determined
stat?
prior to Nicholas because at one time the U.S. Amateur.
Yeah,
was
see,
determined.
that's exactly
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
Mark knows that's exactly what it was. The British Amateur, the U.S. Amateur, U.S. Open, and British Open.
It may have been the biggest payouts. I'm not sure. That
That might have been what it was.
that may have been part of it too. I know that's how tennis is always determined. You know, the majors, the Wimbledon,
It should
French
be.
Open, Australian, and U.S. Open because they're the biggest paydays.
Like this says what defines a major? It's held on some of the very best courses as a tradition. It attracts the best players in the world and also allows for non-playing golf professional golfers to be in the field. Its history is the most important reason it's a major.
VGN right there. All of our events are majors now.
That's what I'm.
Well, there you go. So why is the VGN major a major?
Right, and this is the conundrum. This is like,
I know why it is.
because it's the most expensive to join.
No, because it's the most points.
Right, but
The
I'm
most
just
points
saying,
are on the line.
it's. I think it's like a thing, right? Like why isn't the Players a major, and why are the others majors? Just something I've always thought of. Maybe we'll have to get back into this next week.
Well, you know, the
they-
LPGA went to 5 majors.
Yeah, I was going to say they could do it. LPGA
Mhm.
did it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but who is the defining body that considers it a major?
The press.
PGA Tour.
When welcome to the first major of the year, the Players. As soon as that is said, it's a major.
But the PGA doesn't oversee the U.S. Open.
Oh, Mark's got something coming from Wikipedia.
Oh, come on, Mark. Give it to me. Give it to me, babe.
That guy's job may be on the line here.
Hey, I'm on the same Wikipedia page that Mark's on right now. Who do you think sent it to him?
It's just interesting because I swear I watched a video a year or two ago when I was like actually probably longer than that, when I was actually trying to learn actually what was going on, and they were like, you can call it a major, doesn't mean it is. It's something from back in the day that someone considered those the major tournaments.
All right, golf homework right there.
That's a very long Wikipedia article about majors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write a blog post about this.
Just Mark, throw the link up in the chat.
Yeah, I mean,
So people can see it. YouTube, if you're on YouTube or Instagram Live right now, you can actually see what's going on here. It's difficult to determine when the definition changed to include the current 4 tournaments, although many trace it to Arnold Palmer's 1960 season. Grand Slam was different when Bobby Jones did it. Yeah, because they didn't have
No Masters, no PGA Championship back then.
Yeah, it was just the U.S. Open or the amateur.
Anyway, something we can look into. I mean, we can dive deeper into that. But you know what? I love majors, and the next one is the Masters, which is the best one.
And there wouldn't be anything wrong with this one being considered one. And then you've got Augusta, and then you've got the Open, the U.S. Open, and then you've got the.
I think it makes sense because it's all different governing bodies that are overseeing all of them. So it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So do you think if they made the Players, sorry, one more thing on this.
Yeah.
If they made the Players a major and we still have this live issue where they're not getting points and all that, how would that change?
It's the thing,
qualifying just like everything else, or
Live could not be invited to the Players.
It's the PGA
because it's the PGA Tour.
Event.
So would it really be a major?
Maybe that's something that Tiger was talking about with today.
Maybe.
Hey, we'll let you guys come play in the Players.
Yeah. The world of golf. This is the type of shit they should talk about on fucking Full Swing.
Yes. The show needs to be called 3/4 Swing.
Chip shot.
Maybe like a wedge
Chip
swing.
shot.
Call it wedge swing.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Hitting into the net in the backyard.
You almost made it to the hole. Wedge swing.
Yeah. All right. So here, we'll do this real quick. This is the the new kicks from Travis Matthew. This is their shoe that is not golf bias. It's just a everyday casual golf shoe. This is hopefully what I'll be wearing as I'm standing there with Julian under a Callaway tent watching people hit golf balls. Very, very comfortable. Looks a lot like the Quaders because it's basically the same shoe, just has a Travis Matthew tag on it now and on the bottom. So very comfortable. Been rocking them the past couple days. Jeremy can attest. Check them out. They're on the website now. You can actually, they're in stores too. So if you go to the Fashion Show Mall here in town, you can probably grab yourself a pair. Beds can verify that for me. Let's see. So that's that. And then, all right. Let's talk some VGN. We'll wrap up the hour with some VGN talk out at Primm. Mr. Sean Rowe scared the shit out of me last night. Sent me a text message after I posted that I was getting slow emailed back from them about the whole assignment so I could do the pairings. And he goes, you know, we were out there and Sunday afternoon, and when we were leaving, they were punching the greens. And I went, what? He goes, yeah. I go, like a light punch, or was it? And he goes, there was plugs on the putting green. And I'm like, no, that's not possible. You know, I schedule these events according to maintenance schedules for courses. So I reached out to the GM of Elite Golf and said, what is going on? And he says, we're not scheduled for maintenance until May. Not sure what's going on. So he reached out to the course, came back and said, yeah, it was just a fine, they call it a needle tin punch and a top dressing. They closed the course on Monday and Tuesday. It'll open back up tomorrow. And he says there's absolutely no reason the course will not be 100% for us on Saturday. So that was a scare that, yeah, you're sitting watching TV trying to enjoy your evening, and all of a sudden you look down and your Whoop band is going, go to the doctor. Yeah. Did not want that stress in my life, but everything will be fine, except it's going to be windy as hell. So speaking of the weather, let me bring up Matty G here, and he can tell everybody what's happening. That is not the right one.
What's going on, guys? Fox 5 meteorologist Matt Gontarek with the Chasing Daylight podcast. Looking forward to this upcoming weekend. Of course, we have our second event of the VGN out in Primm Valley Lakes. It is going to be hella windy out there, and I'm talking 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts, especially into the afternoon. I know it's a shotgun start at 7:30, so we're looking at low temperatures in the low to mid 50s out there. So be warming up, teeing off probably in the upper 50s, but warming up into the low 70s. It's just going to be a bad, brutal wind during the afternoon. So definitely going to be pretty interesting how the results play out. But if you are playing though this weekend, good luck and shoot them straight.
Yeah, it's going to be windy as fuck.
Bring it on.
Yeah, Dan's got that stinger with any club he wants.
Yeah, Dan's not. Joe doesn't care about the wind either. I played in the wind so much it doesn't bother me, and I don't hit the ball.
Where you
high
get into
anyways.
others' heads, man.
Oh, it's gonna seriously mess with some people. So seriously mess with some people. But it looks like Thursday, going to be out there Thursday to do a little preview. I'll have some reports coming back from that. But 72 players, no knock on wood, no withdrawals yet. We're getting close, and everybody's gung ho about it. And I think it's gonna be a blast. It's a fun course. It's in great shape. Stupid side money, $1,500 in the gross skins pot, $600 in the net skins pot, $76 a pop on the CTPs, plus a fancy pair of Travis Matthews shoes to one lucky winner. Guess the hole. You guys want to guess the hole?
12. Actually, no, 9. I'm going to say 9.
17.
Hey, 17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since a lot of people will be starting on a par 3, I said we might as well pick one that nobody's starting on. So be all nice and warmed up by the time you get to 17. And so it's weird. We're starting on 13 and going backwards from there. There's a couple other groups that are on the course too, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a second event. The standings will really get mixed up after this. We got some players that didn't make the first one that are making this one, and then the next event on the schedule is a travel event, 300-point event. Before we head out to Reflection Bay for the first major of the season. And Reflection Bay, we got 64 spots, and that's it. There's no more room for anybody else. We can't get earlier. We can't go later. So we already have, I think, 68 people that have committed to it. So 4 people ain't going to make it. And the only way to guarantee your spot, get your green fees paid. Get your entry fee paid. And same thing with Mountain Falls. I'm blown away with the support we've gotten so far. And it's been pretty fun doing it this year. So what's your guys' thoughts on Primm? Let's hear it. Give me something.
Primm is the best kept secret in town. That's not a secret anymore, unfortunately.
That reminds me, Joe. I asked them, are they going to be increasing the rates? And they said that they went to 129 for the rack rate just because they felt like if they kept it any cheaper, they were gonna think something was wrong with it. Like they saw it much cheaper, people would be like, "Ooh, something's wrong. We're not going there." So, but as far as I know, we're gonna be okay with the local rate.
Okay. Yeah, I totally think it's the best deal in town. Like, I mean, it's not in town, but it's the best deal within 30, 40 minutes in town. I mean, because it's a Fazio course. It's in great shape. I mean, I don't think.
Yes, Mark, it's open.
Yeah, Mark, it is open, but it's dormant. Supposed to be working on it. Greens are supposedly good. Greens look decent. Haven't been on them. But yeah, it does need work. But they're supposed to put some emphasis on that this year, is from what I've heard. Great green complexes. I want to play desert again, but it just needs some love, which they're supposed to do soon. But yeah, there is nothing better pound for pound, like price wise, in town that you can get in Primm. And I hate to tell you that because I want it to be our secret, but it's good. I know with last year, a lot of people hated on it, but it's back. 100% it's back.
Yeah, if you played in the event last year and you have not been back out, you will not feel like you're at the same golf course.
Yeah.
It is completely different. It's 100% back. And I'm excited about it. I sent the email out to everybody today, and I included, I highlighted the practice area. Make sure, if you have not been.
Dumb question, Matt.
What?
Bandon or Primm?
God.
Boyd. Get out of here, Boyd.
Well, I will say that Primm's a little easier to get to.
And it's cheaper.
If Bandon had the solar field, right? Like if they put the solar field right in the ocean, then maybe Bandon over Primm. But come on.
No, if Bandon had that bartender that they have at Primm, I'd be sold.
Yeah, if they had more frozen hot dog buns, that'd be the one right there.
Hey, can you do that on one of Mr. Dice Man, Chippy Dice Man shirts? Just have
Frozen
hot dog bun. Just have some icicles. Get your turn dog at Primm.
Yeah.
Freezer burn dog.
Yeah, turning into death.
Yeah, I said to everybody, look, if you've played out there recently, you understand maybe not the best customer service when it comes to the bar and restaurant area. I will say the food that I have had out there, when it's cooked and warm, it's really good. We'll just forget about the frozen hot dog bun. But I said be patient. There's 72 of us that are coming off the course roughly around the same time. There's other groups that are out there.
Bring some e-sandos.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room.
Bring your own booze.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room. So just be patient, please. That's all I can ask. Please be patient. Oh, shit. Greenlee's in the chat. Jackson's in the chat. Man, look at you guys loving it. I still wish you guys would come to YouTube because YouTube is where it's at. Anyways. Let's see. Here's the pots. We'll talk about the purses. Diamonds Flight, first place 252, second place 168. Spades Flight, got 21 guys in Spades Flight. 315, 220, and 95. 20 guys in the Hearts Flight, 300, 210, and 90, and 17 guys in clubs, 305 and 205. So healthy chunk of change will be given out over, the weekend. So, got anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
No? Joe, what'd you think about Revere? We played Revere.
We did play Revere.
Wet Saturday morning.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my swing, but it was good. It was fun to be out there. Enjoyed it.
We found the bellowing laugh from Joe.
Yeah,
about that.
Matt top flopped it on 4.
It takes 5.
No, 5.
It was 6 actually. It was 6. Yeah. Do you know how hard it is to hit the one dimple on the top of a golf ball with a full
he did
swing?
it.
It is very difficult. And, I felt like I needed to showcase my skill set and let everybody know that I had that shot in my bag. I see Bryson doing it. There's got to be something to it.
Yeah, he fucking top flopped it so like the best I've ever seen.
It was impressive.
Yeah, it was very impressive. I don't even know how you do that.
It's a skill. We have a Paiute event. Miles? Oh, you probably want like a Legends Never Die event.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, Miles. I want another Legends Never Die event.
We need to do all 36 or 54 is what we need.
Yes.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Why don't you get on that, Matt?
Let's do our own summer solstice over there at Paiute.
Yeah. Stop watching the
That'd be
program.
awesome.
He's talking. See, Boyd was there. He saw it. It was smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flop.
Yeah. I gave him a belly laugh.
Oh, and it was so funny because who was Fab was like, "What the hell was that?" He was just going, it sounded like Santa Claus.
Yeah. It was a bad shot, so I laughed from within my soul, because it's all a good time.
A soul golfer would laugh at something.
Oh wow.
No, but I
wish I was there
laughed
for
because
that.
you're supposed to laugh at the bad shots, man. It's just a game, bro.
No, I'm supposed to laugh at the bad shots, not you.
I was laughing with you.
Oh, but I wasn't.
That's how it works, Matt. That's how it works. Hitting the soul of the club turns you into a soul golfer.
No. There you go.
Oh, okay. There might be something to that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atomic Golf is supposed to open tomorrow. No, Friday, right? We're going
It opens
tomorrow.
Friday. Yeah, Joe, Dan, myself are going tomorrow night to a media event. So I'll be posting some stuff on our CDP Instagram page if you want to follow along for that. A lot of people have already been out there and been showcasing it.
Yeah.
John Daly was out there, and I know Scales has been posting a lot about it. We're gonna check it out and see what it's all about. It's food and drinks and checking out the place, and haven't been to the Strat in 20 years. So
Naked City.
yeah, I think last time I was near the Stratosphere is when I ran the half marathon. It's been a while.
Yeah, we should probably hit up Lovett's afterwards too. Lovett frozen custard, best ice cream in town. Anyway, are you gonna pick me up? Are you good for that?
Yeah,
All right.
I can do that. I can do that.
Free ride.
But my wife, every time we
I
drive,
get
she wants me to take her car because it's the economy car. And I said, when we went, we had to go to the downtown area last week for one of our corporate challenge events, and I said, no, we're taking the Atlas, and she goes, why? I go, because you don't take a go-kart into the battlefield, you take a tank. So yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, it looks like a good facility. I am.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm curious to see it. I'm sure it's going to be done very well. I asked someone about what clubs they had. I think someone said that they were better than Topgolf's clubs. Anyway, they didn't have lefties. I do know that because Chris Torres said that. But food looks great. Drinks look great. I am just really curious if they're going to be able to get people down to that side of the strip. That's my big thing. I hope they do because it looks like a great spot.
Well,
But
we've got the new arch that is really welcoming.
yeah, but who's going down there?
Like I used to go down there a lot when Odyssey Records and Tapes was around. So
yeah, well, yeah, you did. I'm sure.
that was the spot, man.
Pick up some records, pick up some other stuff.
Yeah.
But like if Google's in town at Mandalay Bay, like is Google going to ship them down to Atomic Golf? They would ship them to Top Golf. So that's where I'm curious, like, because I think Top Golf probably thrives on like groups and like corporate events. So if Atomic Golf can place themselves in Las Vegas golf culture and create the local community to where like we would rather go there than Top Golf, I think that's where they'll succeed. I just don't see like corporate groups or corporate functions are going to go to Atomic Golf over Top Golf.
It all depends on the prices. If they offer more for a cheaper price,
that's true
they're
too.
definitely going to go there because Top Golf is by far not
very
affordable.
Expensive. No,
it's not affordable.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting.
Is it attached to Strat?
It's
so parking at Strat, or do they have their own?
I don't know. I haven't been down there. We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's right next to it though. It's probably 20.
Dan, you going to come from work, or you wanted to hop in the ride with us?
What time is it?
6 to 9.
What time are you going to be at Joe's?
I don't know, Joe. What time am I going to be at your place?
5:30? Depends how March Madness setup goes tomorrow. So we'll currently say 5:30.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I can be at Joe's then.
All right. Cool. I have to check and see if I can bring.
You guys going to bring your clubs?
No. It will be interesting to see what golf balls they have, though, to see if it's,
Yeah, or if they're the plastic epoxy golf balls that Top Golf has, or
the one-piece golf ball, not a two-piece,
square dimples.
Yeah,
it's a one-piece golf ball with shoe goo in the middle and a chip. just fill them with shoe goo. The shoe goo lasts forever.
They don't have chips in them. They've got people that they've pulled off the streets to stand under the nets and go, "He put 10."
No, it's like a crack rock, because then they know easily how to find it and bring it back to you.
Yeah.
I smell crack.
Terrible.
I missed 5 o'clock free crack, everyone.
I smell crack, Darwin.
All right. That's an hour. I think that's enough. I think that is enough for the evening. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, we had one review. Thank you, Julian.
Yeah,
so
Juju.
All you guys are still on notice. Let's get some reviews going for the podcast on Instagram or on iTunes and Spotify. 5 stars only. That's it. No, none of that less than crazy. You got something bad to say, keep it yourself. We don't want it there. 5-star reviews
if you have
only.
something bad to say, send us a message so we can work on fixing
say it to my face.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, what they said. Yeah.
I'm approachable.
the YouTube channel is growing. We're over 300 subscribers now. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the channel. We appreciate that very much. The episodes are still airing on iTunes and Spotify on Wednesdays, and you can always come back to YouTube and watch these. They're in the feed as well. Other than that, Golf Stop. Yeah. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Minimize this. Boom. There's a little golf
Been in the
stop.
background the whole time.
Yeah, I've been in the background the whole time. They just had a tournament. I didn't even know. This is how terrible I've been out of the loop lately. They had a tournament, and so I'm gonna have to reach out to Caleb and find out what's going on at the tournament so we can, help them share that and get more people to sign up for those, and participate in them.
Yeah.
Get some video
That'd be
guys in
fun.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right down the street.
I want to thank all the new members to the VGN that have joined this new season that we're going to be playing in their first events out at Primm. There's a whole bunch of you. Looking forward to meeting you for the first time and playing some golf. That's all I got. So, Joe, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of Chasing Daylight podcast in the books. Go leave a review. If you haven't left a review, I don't know what you're doing. I've probably left 3 myself. So you can do it every so often. Just go do it. It's very easy. You just click all 5 stars and you say these guys are really cool and I love listening to them. It's super easy. Go do it right
Especially
now.
Joe.
Yeah. Just go do it.
All our reviews are.
We see you guys every week and I don't see your names on the reviews. Go do it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure sharing this Monday evening with you guys, or Tuesday evening. Atomic Golf tomorrow. I'm off this week, so anyway, until next week, enjoy the major championship that is the Valspar, and then what is that? What would that make that? The Masters would be the third major is the Masters. Enjoy it. All joking aside, thanks for tuning in. Go leave a review. We'll see you next week. This is the Chasing Daylight podcast. Later.